You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
As UFC 318 approaches, all eyes are on Max Blessed Holloway as he prepares to defend his BMF title in a high-stakes trilogy bout against Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Set for July 19th at the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, this fight carries more than just another win or loss. It could redefine both legacies. For Holloway, this is more than redemption. It's about proving resilience after suffering the first knockout of his career, and potentially closing the chapter on a rivalry that's haunted him for over a decade. The storyline has all the emotional tension of a classic showdown. Holloway, now 26-8 in MMA, comes into this bout after a brutal KO loss to Ilia Topuria at UFC 308, a defeat that not only handed him his first KO, but also triggered questions about whether his legendary chin will ever be the same. UFC analyst and former fighter Alan Juban raised a legitimate concern this week. How well will Max absorb damage now that his ironclad resistance has finally cracked? That's the X factor here. For years, Holloway thrived in dogfights, absorbing strikes and outlasting the toughest contenders. But as Juban points out, once you've been knocked out, your body remembers it. Once that light goes out in your brain, the off switch happens a lot easier, he said. It's a reality every veteran fighter eventually confronts, and Holloway is about to find out if he's crossed that threshold. Meanwhile, Poirier isn't just any opponent. He's a man who's already beaten Max twice, once in Holloway's UFC debut back in 2012, and again in their interim title fight in 2019. And now, Poirier is stepping into the Octagon one last time. A Lafayette native will retire in front of his home crowd, and UFC President Dana White has called this event a tribute to an all-time great. Yet somehow, Holloway is a slight favorite. Why? Because Poirier is nearing the end of the road. At 35, with one foot out the door, his explosiveness and timing might not be what they once were. And Holloway, despite the KO loss, is still considered to be in the prime of his career. Hungry, focused, and now more motivated than ever. Especially after Topuria claimed lightweight gold, Holloway sees a path back to the top, and a win here might put him in position for that dream rematch. Adding to the intrigue, Holloway recently arrived in Louisiana after some minor travel hiccups, including delays due to thunderstorms. In his own words, "We're here in Louisiana, finally after some little scares." Calm, composed, and even cracking jokes about enjoying the local cuisine at 155 pounds, Holloway appears to be in good spirits, fully aware of the pressure, yet embracing it. This isn't just a fight, it's legacy on the line. For Holloway, it's about closing a trilogy, silencing doubters, and perhaps setting up one last title run. For Poirier, it's the grand finale. Two legends, one stage, and a chapter that has taken over a decade to write. UFC 318 is going to be unforgettable. Stay subscribed for more videos.